90-Day Fiancé. Is Annie stopping David Toborowsky from returning to US? What about his other kids? David Toborowsky from 90-Day Fiancé may not be returning to the United States anytime soon, possibly due to his wife, Annie Sewin. David, a 56-year-old father of four, met his soulmate, Annie, nearly a decade ago. He was drawn to her joyful personality and quickly proposed after only a few days of dating. As David learned more about Thai culture and traditions, he gifted his in-laws 2 water buffaloes in exchange for Annie's hand in marriage. David and Annie's journey to the altar was featured in 90-Day Fiancé Season 5. Over the years, David accomplished several of his goals and milestones. He improved his financial situation, overcame previous depression, and maintained a healthy lifestyle. David also dropped multiple pant sizes, becoming the fittest version of himself. In 2023, he witnessed the birth of Annie's nephew, Navin. He recognized that Annie deserved the happiness of motherhood and began consulting doctors to find the best solution to fulfill her dream. In 2024, David and Annie chose to undergo an IVF procedure and successfully became pregnant. They relocated to Thailand and welcomed their daughter, Minthaira, with their loved ones by their side. Annie is 2 months postpartum. Annie wants to be close to her family. David and Annie welcomed their daughter in March 2025. However, they haven't returned to the United States yet, prompting rumors that they have permanently settled in Thailand. There are several reasons why David and Annie haven't yet moved back to their home in Arizona, but the most obvious one is Annie's postpartum journey. As of June 2025, Annie is only 2 to 3 months into her postpartum journey. Therefore, it is entirely understandable for her not to return to the United States yet, as she requires time and care to heal her body. Annie prefers to stay in Thailand because she has access to benefits and perks that are not available in the United States. She is much happier there because being there allows her to spend time with her family members. She can also rely on her mother and siblings to take care of her daughter, giving her time to focus on her personal goals. In Thailand, Annie gets the time she needs to recover. Therefore, it makes sense for her not to want to move to Arizona, as she doesn't have many people to care for her there. David is separated from his kids amid his stay in Thailand. David has 3 adult children in the US. Staying with Annie in Thailand may have caused David to be distant from his children in the United States. David, who has 3 adult children named Ashley, Brittany, and Jacob, may find it challenging to remain involved in their lives due to his additional responsibilities as a father to Annie's baby. A few years ago, David's oldest daughter, Ashley, expressed her concerns, stating that she disapproved of her father's new relationship. Ashley accused him of neglecting her and her siblings, saying that he should have been more present in their lives. David is making an effort to stay connected with his children despite living far away from them, often likes and comments on his daughter's posts to show that he is involved in her life. David is also in touch with his son and recently shared the news that his son was marrying his soulmate. Although David is trying hard to keep in touch with his adult children, he would likely find it easier to maintain contact with them if he were in the United States. Living in Thailand has probably added unnecessary stress for David. Thailand is where Annie's dreams are. David may be feeling obligated to follow his wife. Annie isn't returning to America because of her new aspirations. She has developed new goals since moving to Thailand. A few years ago, Annie's primary objectives were to start a family and run her business. However, she has since changed her plans and now intends to pursue other dreams. She has decided to enter the agriculture business in Thailand with hopes of becoming a farmer. Recently, David discussed Annie's goals on his Instagram. Annie's dream as well. These pictures should give you an idea. I am not saying I am a farmer, but that would be her dream. It appears that David feels compelled to remain in Thailand for the sake of his wife. He is committed to helping her achieve her dream of becoming a successful farmer and providing her with support. This is why he is unable to leave her in Thailand and go back to Arizona. In a recent post, David alluded to his future in Thailand while discussing Annie's dream. He mentioned selling one of his condos in Thailand to support Annie's dream, suggesting that he may eventually move to a more rural area of Thailand to help facilitate her farming aspirations. David's 3 children in the US are all adults. David is needed more in Thailand than in the US. It's not incorrect to assume that David's prolonged stay in Thailand is related to his commitment to Annie. However, it's essential to acknowledge that David has few responsibilities in the United States beyond spending time with his 3 adult children. David's children from his previous marriage are now independent and living their own lives. They aren't young children who need David's help. Truth be told, David's children are scattered all over the United States, so even if he were to return to Arizona, it wouldn't make a significant difference.